nice scrape on the road side of the creek, which makes it nice and easy to check. It's fresher than the one that was up here. Then again, I thought about potentially walking up and checking this one, but I mean, I'm getting good bucks, most of them at night on camera down here, but definitely other hunters in here. But I mean, when people are giving out permission, people tend to hunt it, so it is what it is. I have one guy's number though. I'm trying to communicate with him. He's not exactly returning the favor so much so far, but there was a car that my dad said he saw driving up in one night, and I watched as I got into the gas line and to check my camera. I watched him turn around where my truck was and go back the way he came. So I don't know if that was a respect thing or doesn't know my vehicle and is going to tell the landowner about me, because it is posted property, but that's just because he's trying to keep the amount of people in town, which I really appreciate. It's supposed to rain in about, what time even is it? It's gonna rain in about an hour-ish. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's about 20 after 6, getting to be prime time. My dad killed him 8. I think it's a little 8 we've been seeing. Decent 8, actually. It's probably like the buck I killed last year. It's so nice for someone to finally kill something, and for it to be a buck to start the year. It's just something. Usually someone shoots a doe by now. I mean, we're into the second week of October. Just, oh, it's so good. I'm shaking almost right now. I'm so happy for him. Killed that buck with Pap's crossbow. Can you believe that? We'll see what happens. Gotta go see my dad's buck go.
I do. There you go. Not nothing huge. Don't matter. He was a lot bigger than the buck he was with. That nice 4 point. He was with him, and he looked a lot bigger than it body-wise. And then
It's not a bad buck.
It's not
It's
bad.
like what I shot last year.
That's what I told Scotty. It was about like what you shot last year, I'd say.
Planting a tree.
Best buck we've seen this year so far.
It's early,
No matter the project.
early, but that's the third night I've seen him. I've seen him every night up there.
Call 811 before you dig. It's the law.
Finally came in. So your blind, we finally got one out of the food plot. Finally got one out of your blind.
You messed with me.
Every dig
Yeah.
counts. Don't let what's buried beneath
Yeah.
the ground
Dude, settle.
Dude,
Find out
sit.
more at PA1call.org.
Sit. I shot him,
Stay
and he took
safe.
off running
811 before you
like
start
towards Eric's tree stand. And
By the time you're finished,
he come in, I debated it for a while watching him. And then he gave me, I thought he was 20, but he must have been about 25. I thought he was quartering away from me, so I took the shot. He ran up in the woods and I saw him crash. I said, okay, he's down, so I didn't cock my bow or nothing. I just grabbed my bow and I was walking up there, and there was blood everywhere. And I get up there and I look, and he's looking right at me. And I'm like, oh no, I don't have my crossbow cocked or nothing. And he's like bedded, looking right at me. And I don't want to move. And I'm like, what do I do? So I stood there for the longest time, not moving. I'm like, he ain't moved. Should I cock my crossbow? And I'm like, and I grabbed my binoculars and I pulled him up and I'm looking. That's when I saw that antler stuck around the tree. Had his horns wrapped around the tree, and it was holding his head up like he was looking right at me, like he was bedded down. Just looked perfect, like a bedded deer looking straight at me. And I stood there motionless all that time, and he was dead as a doornail with his horns wrapped around the tree.
That's awesome.
So I backed the T-Rex up to that log pile. He died about 20 yards behind that log pile. And I just drug him up over the log pile and into the bed of the T-Rex. I didn't have to lift him.
Online or on campus, I have access to
What do
all
you think, dude?
I hit him in the ribs on the other side, a little low, and it come out in the shoulder here. But I'm down low shooting because I'm down that hole shooting up.
In some of them ground sets I've done this year, I've been sitting downhill of a deer and I've been wondering.
But I thought it was 20 yards and here it was 25. So that's why I hit a little low. And I got it with Pap's crossbow, which is in the terrorist.
He's been rubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see on this antler.
But yeah, we had a standoff on a dead deer.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, he looked exactly like he was bedded with his head
Just
up looking
looking at
right
you.
at me. And then I had to come home and get you. Huh. Had to come home and get my Dukester. I want to hang this up without not on the hoist because I want to cut them other things. But we'll try to pick it up like we did, me and Bernie, with that. This is the third night I've seen this buck come out in the food plot. Seen a lot of deer tonight, but I wanted to kill something with my dad's crossbow, and he gave me a really good shot, so I shot him.
At least a deer. If a doe walks up in front of me, I don't know, I might shoot her, but I really don't want to mess this spot up for buck.